I have a beautiful glow that's not dewy or greasy and gross feeling, I promise. And like everything's just meshing, and I have like a rosier bronzer. My blush just kind of carries throughout my face and into my hairline. I still have drama with my eyes because that's just my style at this point, and some beautiful like your lips but better and rosy glossy lips. So this comes together relatively quickly, and everything is Drugstore, minus my setting powder. I forgot to swap that out for a Drugstore product, but everything is super, super affordable, and I'm using the Colourpop 1111 palette. This is such a beautiful pinky toned, like springtime palette. So this has been out for a little while, but this is really, really nice. I've traveled a lot with this, and it just brings like everything. It just gives spring, girly, flirty, everything that I was going for today. So if you want to see how I did this, keep on watching. Okay, we're back in the daylight, guys. Some eyelash extensions yesterday. I just used like one of those like at-home kits, and I really like it. I usually do this for like when I go on trips, or if I just want to feel a little bit more like nicer looking, you know. But I plan on doing a lot of like fuller glam looks, and I don't want to like, I just want to make things a little easier on me, not have to worry about putting on lashes. I try to keep everything Drugstore. I've been doing a lot of like very expensive like makeup tutorials, so we're gonna keep this Drugstore because I have a lot of great Drugstore finds. And I'll start off with my base. So I'm going for like a glowier look, and I have the Rimmel Lasting Finish Full Coverage Foundation. I absolutely love this stuff. This has just been my go-to foundation nowadays, and I'm in the shade 200 Soft Beige. And I did a TikTok on this a while ago. I don't know if I used it in my YouTube tutorials, but this is from W7. It's a Lumina Multi-Glow Filter in the shade Ambient. It's kind of like the whole Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter vibe, but basically like I hate glowy as in like a oily dewy type of glowy look. I prefer matte with like a little bit of a luminous finish, and I find that I can just mix this into a lot of my favorite matte foundations, so I have like a beautiful dry down, so I don't feel greasy but I still can get a glow. So I mix those two on the back of my hand. I'm just going to spread this across my face and a little bit on my neck. Maybe the one item that doesn't actually count as like Drugstore, but I grabbed the Makeup by Mario F4 brush. I really want to see if this is like actually worth spending the money on. I've been testing it out. I'm gonna test it out for maybe like a week or two and then give my final thoughts, but I don't have any notes yet. I always use very affordable brushes, so I mean I'm very pleased with the affordable brushes I do use. And I know I don't ever list like my makeup brushes in the captions. It's just I just use a lot, and I'll use like different ones every once in a while. So if you're wondering what I use, just ask me in the comments, and I'm usually pretty good with responding to comments. But okay, I normally dab my foundation in, but this one, it has like the little curve shape, so I'm kind of sweeping it across. But look, this foundation is so underrated. Like, look at the natural finish it gives me, and I still mix this in with the W7 Lumina, and I have such a beautiful glow. I think I'm gonna mix a little bit more though to get like the areas I couldn't reach. I try to get the smaller areas like around my brows. I like to use like a smaller brush like this and just kind of stipple it on so I don't go too heavy with product. And I want to limit the amount of product that gets in my eyebrows because I tend to get a lot of product in my eyebrows and it just grays out. And I'll try to get these areas right here as well. But I'm going to avoid putting any extra foundation underneath my eyes because I don't want to layer too much and crease. I'm someone that creases easily. So I'm going to avoid that or make it less prominent by not putting too much product there. But this gives me a nice little blend. I'm going to get around my nose, underneath my nose. There we go. I think that's good. This is why for me, I don't think I ever really want to spend much on like dewy, glowy foundations because I just don't like feeling greasy, looking greasy. And you know, I can still get like a nice matte finish because I do put on SPF under my makeup, well, during the day. And a lot of sunscreens do get heavy. Like the one I use a La Roche-Posay Infallible UV Hydra sunscreen. I use this every day, every morning, and I just don't want to layer on more heavy, greasy makeup on top of that. So this is my hack, and this is just what I love doing, especially on others. Then I can also control the amount of glow. Like if they want a glow in a specific area, like the center of their face or like just where their cheekbones are, I can apply like this concoction or whatever concoction with this glowy product on the higher points, and then just use a matte foundation for the rest and just blend everything in. But okay, I think we're good with the foundation. And that's why I really like this brush. I just tried foundation with this for the first time, but I really have been enjoying this for my cream bronzer. The cream products on my base first, but I'm going to use the Revolution Beauty Ultra Cream Bronzer in Light. This is something I initially didn't like at first, but I've been liking it. Like now that the summer is, like now that the weather's getting warmer, this has like a pinkish undertone to it. And I feel like it really works well for the looks I'm going for. Especially like if I'm planning on going heavier with blushes, like I'm going for like a rosy effect, this is perfect. Okay, I'm gonna just dab this. I'm more used to just dabbing because when I layer my products, like I feel like dragging it just kind of, it can mess up the layers I have going on. Especially with the sunscreen I use. Like dabbing just kind of makes sure everything stays in place. But I'm basically bronzing pretty heavily. Like since I have a light shade and it's more sheer buildable, I can kind of go in pretty heavily and just build it up. But trying to get my jawline. But I really do like this one. Maybe I should do a video of like updated thoughts, or I've changed my mind on specific makeup products, because this I honestly didn't like at first, but now I really do like it. I'm gonna use like a small, like a skinnier brush to hit up around my nose. Get a nice contour going and basically connect my eyelid to my nose. Create depth. And just a little bit on the nose. I'm not like worried about contouring as much with this makeup look because this is warmer. It's not supposed to be like a contour product, but this one, it's not that bad. Like if it's too orange on me, that's when it's gonna look really bad, but this isn't that bad. Yeah, I think this is a fantastic one if you are fair skin tones because of the rosy tones that it has. My last makeup tutorial, I used the other shade of this one. This is the Cheek Thrills Multi-Finish Face Trio, and I have the shade After Party here. I mean, I absolutely loved it in the last tutorial. And I've been using this for like the last 2 days, and I love it. So since I'm doing my cream products first, I'm gonna dip into the cream shade right here. And I love that you get 3 finishes. And initially I thought $19 was a lot for like a drugstore blush, but you really do get a lot of product and different finishes. So I think yesterday I used just the cream side and it worked well for that makeup that day. I actually like hated my makeup base yesterday. Like a product I grabbed, I was going to do like a high-end version of spring makeup and I was hoping that was gonna work, but turns out I hate it. I will share details on that soon on my TikTok and Instagram, but I do have another foundation product that I can use for that look that I do love. But man, I was pretty sad because I was really excited about that makeup product. But if anyone can guess what it was without checking my TikTok or Instagram, let me know. Like if you see this, like if you're listening to this right now, guess what product I used yesterday. And hint, I had it in my recent Sephora haul that I just hated. And it's unfortunate because a lot of people love it. And I was really hoping to love it too, but it's fine. Life goes on. I mean, look at that. The blush, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. And I did try the blush out with other brushes too. It's not just this brush that's making it look nice, but the application of this is so nice, and it's nice and buildable. Like I dipped in a couple times. Beautiful. Concealer, I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible concealer in the shade 345 Oatmeal, and I'm just going to put like the tiniest amount because I only want to brighten a little bit and then just a little on my lid. Like I'm trying to go for like a more effortless look, but I did want to get all my creams out of the way and set before I start on my eyes. So I'll do that, and I'll switch to my like a paw shaped brush and just blend everything in. Now with these lash extensions, I have to try to make sure not to get makeup on my eyelashes, but I'm just dabbing, you know, more towards the center of my face and a little on the bridge of my nose to brighten. But I'm not gonna worry about taking it all the way up underneath my eyes just because I always blend shadow under there and I just don't need coverage there. I'm gonna dab on your eyes, especially like right here where we applied the bronzer. You just don't want to mess it up. Like you want like a nice little blend. But since we didn't apply that much bronzer, it's okay. And we will go over with powder bronzer. Time to set my eyes, like around my eyes with the Laura Mercier setting powder. I always take the smallest amount I can possible to set and not to be extra careful not to get on my lashes. It's okay, maybe I'll just use a spoolie at the end. Here we go. Just to set everything down. I am someone that creases easily. Now as the weather gets warmer, I crease a lot then. I don't necessarily like sweat on my face as much. It's just the warmth and the humidity in my state. I'm in Georgia, and Georgia gets so humid. It doesn't sit well with a lot of makeup, but I will literally during summers, I'll just carry around like a setting powder, and that'll just kind of help me keep everything in place during the day. But I'm just setting like the center of my face. My drugstore favorite, my Essence bronzer, and this I use like I double up as a contour because it's like cool toned. But this is the Sun Club matte bronzer in the shade Chocolate Sundae. I always rave about this product. I think I even used it in my last video. It's really nice. And then I'm gonna also put just a tiny bit in the crease right here so it blends into the nose and not look funny. And then grabbing my bigger bronzing brush, and I just go to town with this. This is super buildable, so I can really just pack it on. But that's what I look for in a bronzer. I don't look for like crazy high pigment. There's a lot of bronzers that I have shied away from because of that. Like the Dior bronzer, I just did not like. It was super patchy and it was too pigmented. And when I was shopping, I was told it was like the coolest shade you can get in that Dior line, and it was just straight up orange on me, but it's all good. At least I have other picks. But I'm basically layering my bronzer where I put my cream bronzer. And this will help everything like last longer and show up in photos more. Going in with the powder shade from the Morphe Trio palette, I'm gonna bring it all the way to like the outer corner of my eye and my temples. I'm going for like a very rosy, like pink glowy look today, so I'm gonna use a good bit. And because like, you know, this is like made for layering each other, they work really well together. Just a little on my nose. It kind of adds to that like sunburnty spring look. And I got a drugstore like eyebrow pencil I can try to recommend, because the one I have is kind of hard to find, but this is from Morphe. It's a micro brow pencil, and I grabbed the shade Java, and I'm hoping it's not too dark. No, that looks actually perfect. But this seems like a very similar product to the one I do love, so I guess I succeeded in finding one that works. So we'll just have to see how this lasts. The other one doesn't have like great lasting power anyways, but at least now I have something that I can recommend to you guys that isn't super hard to find. There we go. And then I'm sure it has a spoolie on the other end. Yep. I'm just gonna brush everything into place. When I do my brows, I just fill in the sparse areas, which are like the front right here and this little patch missing on my arch. But I'm not gonna use any brow gel. My son woke up. I was able to get him back for his nap. But I went ahead and zoomed you guys in and finishing up my brows so I can start on the eyeshadow. I'm keeping the eyeshadows pretty light. I'm going for like a very pink look, but I still want a lot of dimension, especially since I have these lashes on. We're gonna go crazy. Our dishwasher is just always at it right when I need to film, but I'm gonna go use the Colourpop 1111 palette. I think this, like, when I think of a nice springtime palette that's affordable, this is it. You just have such nice like pink and purple tones, and you have a lot of neutral shades, so it's super wearable. This was another palette that I did travel with for quite a bit too, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with this. I'll start with this shade right here, Good Thoughts, and a fluffy blending brush to start building my crease. And I'm gonna blend this to where I have my crease, like where my bronzer ends right here. And I feel like when I have my lashes done, my eye looks just come together a lot easier because I already know how heavy I need to go because I already have my lashes. But I will skip out on eyeliner. If you are doing this look, or I mean, it's totally up to you if you want to do lashes, if you want like a more dramatic look or not. But I always feel like lashes always make a look feel more glamorous. So that's why I figured I just put on my lashes this week because I do want to do a lot of like really glamorous looks like after this one. It just makes everything so much easier. Especially like when I travel, I don't really want to sit there and wait for my lash glue to get tacky to stick everything on. But it's nice that I have a little at-home kit and I can just do this. Like this literally took me like maybe 7 to 10 minutes. And I've only done it like 2 or 3 times. So, I mean, it's not perfect. It's getting there, but I'm getting better at doing it. Okay, I have my crease nice and built up and I've connected it to where I have my bronzer here. And I'll switch to this shade right here. It's a pretty pink and it's called Protection. I've noticed these shadows, I've used this palette quite a bit of times. And a lot of these like marks and stuff, they haven't gone down. This is a very like harder pan palette. So you kind of have to dig in a little bit, but I'm basically going to pinken up my crease a little bit. I'm going in multiple times. I don't like other Colourpop palettes are really nice and buttery. You get such great pigment. Like it's a very high end. Like I would compare their shadow quality to something like Makeup by Mario and Patrick Ta. But this palette, I don't know what it is. It's like they're just a lot harder. Like this is kind of similar to the Dior Essentials, like the Smoky Essentials palette that I have. I did a video on it, but the shadows there are a lot harder. It's not like the soft buttery feeling you get with like a lot of high-end palettes like Natasha Denona. And that's not necessarily like a bad thing. I don't know if that's what they were going for from Dior, but it's just very buildable. We'll just say that. Okay, but I'm also taking this pink shade out quite a bit and kind of blending it into my blush. Yeah, it's just giving more pinks all over my face. And using a really fluffy brush like this helps. And I recently got this one, I really like it. It's from Sephora. It just says crease. A lot of pink built up. I'm gonna go to this purple shade right here. This one's called Perfect Harmony. I'm gonna still use that blender brush, but I'm gonna just dip. See, this one I'm getting a lot of kickback, and so this one should have more pigment. I'm gonna put it on the outer corner of my lid like this and just kind of sweep it in. Nice. This almost like when I combine the pink shade and this purple shade together, it almost kind of reminds me of like that old Instagram filter. It was like early 2015, 16. I don't remember what the filter was called. I don't think it was Rio de Janeiro. There was another filter that gave like a purpley pink hue to it. And that's what this eyeshadow combo really reminds me of. Can someone let me know if I'm crazy or not? Because I know that's like I just don't know what the shade name is, but it just gives me that type of vibe. Not sepia. If I can figure it out, I'll put the name on the screen. But it just gives me old school, old Instagram vibes. But I really love that combo together because it's just very angelic. I'm gonna switch to a crease brush and use that same purple shade and smoke up my bottom lash line. Also taking that crease brush and just kind of defining a little bit more purple shade in my crease. I just want more definition with my eyes. That's just kind of like my overall look that I go for. And this just helps me place it right where I want it. And I'm going to use that brush again, the blending brush, just to kind of smooth it out. I think I did go a little heavy on this eye. Nice. See, you can do still like light spring makeup and still have a lot of drama. You just have to place everything in specific spots where it doesn't get too blended out. But yeah, the lashes help a lot. Time for some lid shimmer. I honestly don't really like when I'm going for like simple glowier looks. I don't really like to go too heavy on shimmers like some of these shades. These are like they're more wet formula like these two, and they pack a huge punch. So I'm not going to use that, but I'm going to use the shade Major Change right here. It's like a nice cooler toned, oh my god, my dishwasher. But I'm just going to use a flat brush dab that on my center lid. I do want more shimmer. Like this is good for like everyday kind of wear, but I kind of want a little bit more sparkle, a little bit more fun. So I'm gonna use this like more dense, like flat brush, and I'll dip into the shade Balance. So I'm still not going crazy with like some of the other wet shades, but this one I really like. And it's pink. A lot to that pink look. I'll just dab it right in the center. I think the eyeshadow is done, and I went ahead and put some mascara on my bottom lashes just because I have a lot of eyeshadow on them and I don't want my lashes to appear gray. And I'm gonna kind of, no, I'm not gonna mess with it. I didn't do a great job of applying like the bond and everything, so a lot of my lashes kind of clump together, but I don't think I have that much eyeshadow on my, like you can't see it from the front. If they're on the top, I can clean them up at night, but I think that's good with like the eyes. I'm gonna go back to my base and add a little bit more to my face. My base is set a little bit. I am seeing a little bit of shine peeking through. Like, it's kind of like that subtle glow that I did want, but I'm just gonna go ahead and set it just in the center of my face, like that. And that's all. Oh, time to pick my lip combo. Oh my gosh. You know how I love my lip combos. And oh, I did something. Hold on. Okay, no lip combo yet. I forgot I wanted to do this. So I'm gonna grab the Morphe palette again. I'm gonna use a smaller brush for this part. I'm gonna use this Balm, the middle one. This one's supposed to be like the highlight shade. And I'll basically sweep that on the upper parts of my cheeks. So this, I'm not someone that really likes highlighters, but this I love. This just melts into the skin. And it's like, it's not very like in your face, but it gives such a nice glow. So I think this is a perfect springtime like blush palette for me. And because it's pink, it just looks like a glowy blush. But if I had like a glowy brush over my cheeks, it would just have like a glow throughout, which I don't like at all. And I can just place the glow exactly where I want it without it looking like a straight up highlighter. So this is fantastic. I have 2 shades. I thought about getting more, but I'm trying not to overconsume. So here's what I did. I went onto Amazon and I got a like a color pencil holder. And I put all my lip liners in here and like a couple essential lipsticks. But look, I have them all organized by brand and then by shade. And I love it. Now, this has, I think, 72 slots. And I couldn't fit all my lip liners in here, but I got a good bit. So I'm keeping like my favorites in here. And then my other ones are like still in my drawers while I have all the rest of my makeup. But I mean, guys, now I don't have to, like, I had everything in like a drawer and I had to dig through to look for a specific shade. And now I can just see everything. I love it. I really want to use like one of my Maybelline lifter liners because I know it'll go perfect with it. But I talk about it all the time and I do want to try a couple different ones out. Oh, decisions. Okay, I think I'll just stick with this one. This is the e.l.f. Cream Glide Lip Liner in the shade Mauve Aside. This one is a new one for me, so let's try this. This is giving like your lips but better for me. Like I have like a deeper outer lip line. Oh my gosh. I mean, I know my lips are irritated because I really had to rub that last lip liner off, but this is so pretty. Yeah, this is a winner because like I know my pinks are a little stained from the last lip liner and they're a little irritated, but this is so pretty. This is like borderline getting to where it's going to be too cool. It's going to gray me out, but it doesn't. I hope it's showing up like this on camera, but this is really nice. I'm so glad I picked this up. And this one is only $2. I can't remember honestly how well this lasts. I have one of the other ones I've tried. I don't think this lasts like at all. But I mean, at $2, just reapply all you want. Used to be an old favorite of mine, but this is from Essence. It's the Extreme Shine Volume Lip Gloss, and this is in the shade Shadow Rose. This I used to use often. I'm gonna put this on my finger because I'm pretty sure this lip liner isn't transfer proof. I mean, they're the same shade almost, but I need to make a habit of applying lip gloss like separately, like not with the applicator, because I've messed up so many lip glosses because I put on my lips, it's with a darker lip liner shade and I stick it back in and it changes it. Or the residual color from the spoolie will go on to my next lip combo. So I'm trying to change that, but I really like this lip combo. I'd say that's all for the makeup. And last night I actually curled my hair. Oh man, last night was a doozy. I think I got like an hour and a half of sleep. Just a million wake ups, lots of things to do, and I'm still behind. But hopefully tonight I can get some good rest. But when the hair's done, everything just falls into place. Like when even if I don't have makeup on, if my hair looks good, I'm fine. Okay, what do you guys think? I think like this used to be one of my go-to makeup looks for when I travel, because this palette is really, really versatile, and it's affordable. And I got so much use out of this out of some trips, but honestly it doesn't even look like I really use it, because some of these are such hard palette, like the matte shadows are really, really hard on this. I don't know what that's about, but I still really like this palette. And I just remember this is actually compared to the Makeup by Mario Original Ethereal Eyes palette. I mean, I can kind of see it. Not really. Like maybe a 60% comparison there, but yeah, but the formulas for the Makeup by Mario palettes are unmatched. Like, this palette doesn't compare to the formulas. Let me know your thoughts. Do you like this look? I think it's very spring. I have the rosy glow, the drama in my eyes, because that's just kind of like my signature style, and like just pink glossy lips, rosy bronzer. Everything just melts together so well, and everything's drugstore minus like my setting powder. I forgot to swap out for my drugstore setting powder that I grabbed, but it's okay, maybe next time. But if you like to see my face more often, you can follow me on TikTok and Instagram, because I upload there multiple times a day, every single day, and I'll post like little tiny reviews here and there. So if you want to see that, you can follow me there. YouTube Shorts does see it too, but TikTok and Instagram does see it first, so you can do that. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again soon.